All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are right into the next one as promised, and I'm going to have to take a drink of water here really fast. Okay, so the first thing to note is that gearing varies slightly. I did a video a long time ago called Gearing in 2023, or Paladin Gearing in 2023. You can go look that up if you want to, but really don't listen to what I'm saying. Just look at the MS Paint stuff. It'll tell you everything basically you want to know. Gearing in Season of Discovery is going to look completely differently. Health is going to be prioritized over a lot of other stuff in the grand scheme of things, and of course, we're just going to want raw stats gear as always. Maybe there might be some resistance gear involved, yada yada yada. But let's just talk about talents really fast, and we'll just go through these. All right, so hopefully you guys know. So we're gonna do deep ret, classic ret, and control ret here really fast. All right, cool. So first, let's fill out the ret tree as you do. Some people like the might. Other people like the benediction. I'm a benediction guy. It's like whatever. We'll take the deflection. We'll take the critical strike. We'll take pursuit of justice. Usually isn't taken. Honestly, definitely eye for an eye. Definitely the two-handed weapon specialization because it increases like a bunch of different damage, your judgment damage, your auto attack damage, your command damage, all different kinds of damage by 6%. Good stuff. You may or may want not want the aura. Don't really care. Remember we get like 1 point in vindication. Definitely 5 out of 5 here, and you get repent. So any kind of deep ret paladin is going to have at minimum 31 points in the ret tree. Then the question becomes, what the hell do you do with the other 20 points? So if you're classic ret, you put 5 points here, and you put 5 points there, and then you make your way down for the 3 out of 3 and the 2 out of 2 when you're done. Like this is what you look like. And if your gearing gets a little better, one sec, you might do something like this, like strip out a point from spiritual focus and plug it in to Blessing of Kings. This definitely means you need to use concentration aura to heal yourself, but it'll be like 91% when you're doing concentration aura and you picked up Kings, which is kind of nice. But this is classic ret. Classic ret has heal and combat capability. Sometimes you strip a point out of here. One second, let me cough. Damn it. This is classic ret, where you actually bother yourself to get consecration. But from a PvP perspective, consecration isn't going to be all that great in Season of Discovery because you already noticed that we're having a bit of a GCD overload issue already, and trying to feed another GCD into the equation is a little bit difficult. However, if you have the gear and you don't need like an extra 1% hit, then definitely pick up the consecration. As your gear gets better and better, you might prefer to increase the healing, or you might pick up consecration and get unyielding faith. But all this is, classic red is basically just a paladin that can heal in combat, right? If people are beating on them and they can actually get heals off, is what it is. All right, reset that. However, the more offensive variant of ret looks something like this. You keep coming down here with the points. You put 2 and 2. Guardian's Favor is absolutely essential. Okay, I'm almost done, okay? One sec, let me pause the video. All right, we are back. Yeah, just casually over here making videos at almost 1 a.m. Yeah, wife has to sleep. Is what it is. Okay, other ret paladins. Let me cough. There we go. Drink of water, maybe? Sure. Right. So, other ret paladins, they basically come down to kings, and they might pick up 5 points in divine strength, and then they might feed any other points they have into this tree here, but you can see there's not really enough to get any deeper, if that makes any sense. So this would be a build that is going to use Horn of Lordaeron, because Horn of Lordaeron is going to synergize spectacularly with Divine Strength and Kings. The other option, of course, and this is more your control ret build, if you ever hear anybody say things like control ret. So you got deep ret, classic ret, control ret. So now we're currently on, the one I just showed you is more like a deep ret build, where you actually do pick up Divine Strength, and you just kind of end it here. You got the 4 points you can put wherever the hell you want to. Usually they might be more points into the ret tree, or you might just put 4 points in toughness. Good stuff. However, Control Ret is very specific because Control Ret needs to get 3 out of 3 improved Justice. So they will actually put enough points into the tree to get all the way down here and put 3 points into Justice. And you can see they've got like two points to spare that they can do whatever the heck they want with in the grand scheme of things. So you can strip out Vindication, get Pursuit of Justice, improve Seal, yeah, whatever. You get the idea. So that's what the 3 Deep Ret Paladins actually look like. Nothing to really say about it. As far as Season of Discovery is concerned, you'll notice that 2 out of the 3 are actually picking up Blessing of Kings. 1 out of the 3 gets Improved Hammer of Justice, which the moment you get Improved Hammer of Justice, you automatically need to think, I need rank 13 gear, because you need the 3 set bonus to really make that worth your time. Anything that's going for Divine Strength is really going to benefit from Horn. Healing in combat, I would not underestimate it at all in Season of Discovery, believe it or not. All right, moving on. Moving on. What are the other ones? Let's see here. I'm trying to talk a little bit quieter. Deep Ret, Classic Ret, Control Ret. Yeah, Ret Reckoning. We already know what that is. Heal Rec, Command Shock, and Shock Eye. All right, here, let's get into the 3 crazy ones. All right, so what the heck is Shock Eye? Maybe I'll go with the Intellect. It really doesn't matter. You can put one in either one here. Definitely want this. We want a Consecration. Want 2 here. You're going to want 5 points here. You're going to want this. You're going to want a few points here. You're going to want 5 points here. And you're going to want this. Or some variant of that. So basically you put 31 points into the Holy Tree. And then the question becomes, what the hell do you do with the remaining 20 points? Well, Command Shock says, hey, let's go into the Ret tree and let's go get Seal of Command. And then I think you got like 3 points. You got like a handful of points left over here. Let's see here. You got 9 points left over. So you can go, yeah. So this would be Command Shock. Basically, you have both Holy Shock and you have Seal of Command. And you have 9 points left over to basically do whatever the hell it is that you want to do with them. Highly advised that you pick up Guardian's Favor. Maybe you get Pursuit of Justice, but it's going to be like more HP. Whatever. You have a bunch of extra points to do whatever the hell you want with. Then you have Shock Eye. And what Shock Eye does is it says, to hell with this. I want, since I don't have Reckoning, just give me Eye for an Eye. I'll live off of Eye for an Eye. And so it picks up Eye for an Eye, and then as you can see, it's got like 3 talent points left over to do whatever the hell it wants. So that's Command Shock and then Shock Eye. Go back over here. So we got Command Shock and Shock Eye. Now we need to talk about Heal Rec. What the hell is Heal Rec? So in Season of Discovery, okay, so on Era, in Nax gear, people's spell critical strike went up significantly when they got Nax gear. And the more critical strike starts going up, the more you have to value Eye for an Eye. So Eye for an Eye and Reckoning have very weird relationships with each other as talents. They both basically do the exact same thing, except one is for spellcasters and the other one is just for everybody. But there are some weird synergies for Eye for an Eye that you really should be aware of. And a lot of these synergies actually require you to have a damn mana bar. Otherwise, it doesn't work. So, for example, let's say I can't out-heal that Elemental Shaman, right? I'm forced to stop and heal myself. He's blasting me with a bunch of spells. I'm healing myself. I'm slowly losing life. Like, every 5 seconds, I have, like, less and less life than I did before, and it's very obvious that I'm going to die. I can't out-heal this spellcaster. If you have Eye for an Eye, it won't really matter because at some point during that exchange, the enemy will either have to heal themselves, like stop DPSing on you and heal themselves, or they become at extreme risk of you just going over there and deleting them out of existence, if that makes any sense. Because again, they're not healing. So after a few seconds, it'll be like they've done like 2.5 health bars worth of damage to you, and they've suffered like 70% of their life in damage from Eye for an Eye alone. and it's just a bad time. So if you can't actually out heal them, but you have a deep enough mana bar that you can go toe to toe with this for a little while, Eye for an Eye can definitely cause you to not be heal locked unto death. Super super valuable. I'm definitely going to lean on it a big time come level 60. Reckoning is just icing on the cake, right? Like, if you have both Eye for an Eye and Reckoning, then that's also why you really want the deep mana bar, because you can just stand there and heal yourself. Eye for an Eye will do work for you. You'll pick up Reckoning charges. You'll just walk over there and you'll delete them out of existence, and you'll be like, okay, that was cute. Moving along. So, again, once you have the deep mana bar, you find ways to use it to kill people, and then just never want to go back to anything else ever again. All right, so this is Shockeye. Like I said, you got 3 points readout, or 3 points to spare, good stuff. So the last one to talk about here, the very last one to talk about, is Heal Wreck. We can cover Deep Holy. I'm pretty sure you guys know what that is. We can cover Holy Reckoning. I'm pretty sure you know what that is. Deep Holy is basically, they're basically the same thing. Holy Reckoning is Holy Reckoning. Hopefully you know what the hell that is. But the more interesting one, and this is a build I proposed to Jakova quite a while ago, but he basically rejected it. But back in Season of Discovery, she's probably one of the better builds in the entire game, and this is Heal Wreck. So let's skill up Heal Wreck here really fast. If I recall correctly, Heal Wreck requires you to go deep enough into the prot tree that you pick up Reckoning, right? Shock Horror. Okay, cool, toughness, 3 points, and like 3 points, and then 5 points in Reckoning. You might only want 4 points in Reckoning. I know that sounds weird, but it might actually be a thing. If you get a Wreck charge counter, it's not that big of a deal. But for now, we'll just do it this way. Maybe you strip a point out of here. But here's why. Then you have to pick up Eye for an Eye. So we're going to pick up Benediction. We're going to go Deflection, even though this build really wants Improved Seal of the Crusader. Might be different for Season of Discovery. So we'll just put Deflection. Then we get Command, and we put more points in here, and we get 2 out of 2 Eye for an Eye. Now you're going to see that we have something like 8 or 7 points remaining. Yeah, so you can see we got 9 points remaining here. And then you come down into the Holy Tree. I'll strip those out. 5 here. Come down to the Holy Tree. And you can see you got like a floater point here. So this basically centers around you using Improved Concentration Aura. You can strip the... the whole reason why you're doing Improved Concentration... Oh, yeah, here's the spare point. I remember now. Okay, yeah, this is it. This is the full build. So Improved Concentration Aura will give you a 15% chance to tell Silence Interrupt effects to get bent, which is actually bigger than you would think, especially when you factor it in if the whole Eye for an Eye Reckoning thing. If you have a mana bar, a little bit of a chunkier boy, a little bit of a different build, you can heal against enemy spellcasters while they're doing damage to you, ignoring a bunch of interrupts eventually to help the healing, Eye for an Eye to help the healing, Reckoning charges to be a super threat. More importantly, this is 50% pushback reduction when it's 3 out of 3. And over here you can see we're at 42. So we're like a 92% pushback reduction. If for whatever reason you want to make that 100%, you're going to have to take a point out of Reckoning, or you're going to have to take a point out of Hammer of Justice. Yeah, or you have to take a point out of Hammer of Justice. Or, and this is the one that I don't advise, is you take a point out of... Come here. No. Actually, I put it here. I pull it out of there. There we go. You take a point out of Improved Concentration. If you take a point out of Improved Concentration, you put 4 points over here. You can see now it's 56%, and this is going to be 45%. Clear. So it'll be like 56 plus 45. You can see we're at 101% pushback. So we won't suffer any pushback, but now we only have a 10% chance to tell interrupts to go F themselves, as opposed to a 15% chance to tell interrupts to go F themselves. I am a much bigger fan of this, more than likely. I'll just accept the fact that there's an 8% chance that I suffer pushback and just live with it. But it's a little bit of season to taste kind of a deal. But this is a Paladin that can heal in combat, that has Reckoning, and it has Eye for an Eye, and it has Seal of Command. This thing is a hidden gem monstrosity. And what she really, really needs is for you to gear her properly. She requires being lovingly geared, and she definitely requires a more modern Holy Reckoning or Ret Reckoning gearing build where you actually do care about how much plus healing you have on your gear. You care about how thick, boy, is your mana bar. Like this gearing here for this type of build, it would be okay. I would want to improve it. I'd want this mana bar to be a little bit thicker. I would want yeah, I want mana bar to be a little bit thicker. The crit's fine. The HP levels are spectacular. Damn it. Besides mana bar being a little thicker, I want a little bit more plus healing, even though 200 plus healing is actually really, really good. Especially since we are, yeah, that is a big problem that she actually has. So you'll notice that we don't actually have healing light. So we're missing, our heals are not anywhere near as powerful. So if you're going to have this thick boy of a mana bar, I would probably strip out HP levels and increase plus healing. Like, I'm not joking. You'd actually do plus healing with this build. Not the worst idea in the world to go full tier 3. Almost, yeah, basically full tier 3 with this build. It might sound stupid, but full tier 3 is actually no joke. Believe it or not. Let me pause the video and I'll put it up on screen just so you can see what the hell I'm talking about here. Let's see here. What do we got going on? Melee hit, melee crit, damage. You'll notice, okay, we're hovering around 150 damage per second, like white damage. That's important. When I do my Hand of Rag, like, 190 fire resist, Holy Reckoning build, thick obsidian breastplate, that build only has like 130 DPS. This thing has a little bit, and only has like 5,200 HP. But it does have a bit of a thicker boy mana bar, like about a 5,000. Let's see. Okay, but yeah, let me pause the video. I'll do full tier 3, and you can see what the hell I'm talking about. But yeah, so you're gonna want spell power, not spell power, plus healing, plus healing, plus healing, plus healing. I am not joking. I know that sounds stupid, but you have to ask yourself a question like, how are we killing people? Well, the answer is eye for an eye and reckoning charges, right? If you're in melee with me, I'm happy as a clam because I have reckoning. I don't care that I have command, I have reckoning, I have more crit than normal. I have healing in combat. I'm a fucking reckoning paladin. Like, bro, I'm gonna cut you to fucking pieces. What are you doing in melee with me? Are you fucking stupid? If you're healing, or if you're a spellcaster, it's like, well, I have eye for an eye and a bunch of healing to lean on. So yeah. But anyways, let me pause the video and I'll gear it up really fast, and then we'll conclude this video. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. So without going too far down the efficiency rabbit hole, notice that I just swapped out most of the DPS gear and whatnot for just redemption gear. So we're literally in a full redemption suit with the exception of the rings. Okay, like whoop-de-effing do. Now let's look at our stats. So we have a critical strike rating that exists. So this is an important thing to note. It's there and it exists. You could easily swap out a piece of gear or so and pump it up a little bit. It's important to have somewhere over 10% critical strike rating as a Reckoning Paladin, just in the grand scheme of things. Especially if you're increasing your durability. The idea here is that, so I can already tell you that at a near 13% critical strike chance and at about a 130% or a 130 white damage, if this was Era, I would have a little bit less, just about a 1 in 4 chance of deleting most mages out of existence in a Rec Bomb. And I have the durability behind this thing, the healing capability, the mana efficiency, the durability behind this thing to put Rec Bomb after Rec Bomb after Rec Bomb into a mage. This is without even eye for an eye. This is just if I just put a full Rec Bomb, no eye for an eye damage whatsoever, 1 in 4 chance I delete a mage out of existence. You start factoring in the fact that this thing has eye for an eye and this thing is hyper lethal lethal versus most spellcasters. 130 DPS is actually really good, and the melee crit is more than high enough to make it potentially lethal and to synergize with the durability, right? So if you're a glass cannon build, you need your DPS so high that you delete them almost 100% of the time when you touch them. However, if you're doing a durability build, you want some kind of damage variant, so you want a little bit of melee crit, or actually you want as much melee crit as you can get your hands on, just because you're going to put bomb after bomb after bomb into the target until it high rolls and deletes them out of existence. But this thing has eye for an eye, so this thing is no joke. Mana bar's fairly thick. You could easily make that thicker. So in this build, you would want, if we're doing this kind of gearing, excuse me, can I have those talent points? We'd actually go int and then put the 3 points over there, and then we'd go back over to the gear. Our DPS should have gone down almost non-existent. Yeah, we lost like a point of DPS, and we gained, like, what is that, like 400 plus mana or something? You want a nice thick boy mana bar. Let's look at the MP5 and the plus healing. I know the plus healing is really good. Where's spell? Okay, yeah. So you can see we have tons of plus healing. You could very easily mess around with the enchants to increase the plus healing. I might want Crusader Strike as opposed to 15 agility. What else are we looking at here? Spell crit. Okay, cool. I want the MP5. 52 MP5. That's actually pretty chunky. Spirit's actually not bad on this gear either, but really it's all about the plus. It's all about the full set bonus. So the 8 set bonus, of course, is your cleansing spells also heal the target for 200. So the sheer act of me cleansing anything off of me heals me for 200, or it heals other people for 200, which is messed up. Flash of Lights have a chance to like increase like my I think it's my holy spell power or something by like 100. The reduced cooldown of Lay on Hands is just there. The amount healed by Judgment of Light's actually pretty good, believe it or not, but really you're just after the 8 set bonus. There's other weird things you can do with Redemption Shet, which is actually pretty Chad. So for example, what ring do I want to get rid of here? Chance to hit. I think our melee hit's not good. Let's see, melee hit 5%. Okay, cool. So in this case, Ring of Reckoning will lose quite a bit of crit. Ooh, We'll get rid of this. Okay, so I want the Ring of Redemption. Boom. Okay, cool. So now we got Ring of Redemption, and we're going to swap out this for Thick Obsidian. Yep. Boom. All right, you can see that we're almost 6,000 HP. We have a Thick Obsidian breastplate, and we're 8 out of 8 redemption. We got over 5,000 mana. That's a decent mana, not ideal mana, but it is decent mana. It's really good mana considering that we could very easily swap out of this and into something else. So for example, this wouldn't be your ideal healing gear, if that makes any sense. Twisting Nether, Mace, healing spell, sure, why not? And then you just get some random piece of healing nonsense. Shield of Condemnation, healing spells, damage and healing. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, so if you're healing yourself, stuff looks like this. You know, you're like, oh, I'm healing things. Let me just use this item here. Your HP went down significantly because, of course, it did. I think shields can get some stam on them. Like 5 stam? Is that all we get? That's terrible. Yeah, so I don't like the HP loss, but it's serviceable considering that you have a Thick Obsidian breastplate. But your plus healing is probably, and spell power is probably through the moon at this point. Yeah, 62 MP5 is not bad. But then your plus healing is like 700. So it's like, Jesus Christ. Super hard board to kill, actually kind of lethal. What's making this thing lethal is the talents. It's the fact that you have both Eye for an Eye and Reckoning, and these two abilities synergize spectacularly with standing HP bars, the ability to heal yourself, and just raw durability over time. Yeah, so imagine an elemental shaman is trying to attack this thing, and this thing is he's just Might of Menethil. He's just over there. An elemental shaman is trying to attack this thing. Okay, well, an elemental shaman bitch slaps it for a little while. It may or may not be able to out damage it. It has Thick Obsidian breastplate, so it's going to be really, really hard to burn it down. It's got a bunch of plus healing, which is a little bit alarming. And then after a period of time, Eye for an Eye is going to take its toll. This thing's going to have a full wreck bomb. It's going to go over there. It's going to delete whatever spellcaster was giving it the business out of existence. This is no joke. Okay, I play Paladin. This is no joke. Anyway, so those are all the different builds in the grand scheme of things. Definitely the one I'll be playing, I think, will be Heal Wreck. Shock Eye is also probably going to be really good. I think Eye for an Eye in Season of Discovery needs to be pumped up in its value significantly as most Paladins. And then you really need to think about plus healing gear having a lot more value than it used to have, especially if you have Eye for an Eye. Holy Reckoning, Deep Holy. Holy Reckoning is still a Giga Chad, but I think I'm going Heal Wreck. I think, yeah. I just want Eye for an Eye, and sue me. And I want to be able to heal in combat. I want it all, baby. I want it all. So, anyways, I'm going to be here, and Deus Volt, boys.